Hi guys, welcome to the mock 15 quant discussion. Now, I keep on innovating as per my experiences, guys. I have seen that in last few days, whenever I've been speaking to my students, I've realized that their ability to identify the question, their ability to select the question, is going for a toss. So what I'm doing is I'm approaching this mock in a very different manner, where I will be looking at each and every question, right? And I'll be also discussing whether we should attempt this in the first list or not, whether we should leave this and why should we be leaving this. So it's very important for you to go through each and every question here and then plan your task accordingly. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. Let's go ahead with the first question. Now, if this question is the first question in my screen, should I go ahead? If this question says 1 by x minus 1 by y varies inversely as y minus x, and then the question is asking you x square plus y square will vary as what? Now, this varies inversely tells me it's a topic on proportion and variation. So since we have done this topic of proportion and variation, it's not a very difficult chapter. Let's enter into this question, and I would see that I get out from this question in max 2 minutes. Okay. So if I simplify, this is 1 by x minus 1 by y is inversely proportional to y minus x. Okay. So since I have to solve this, I'll remove the proportionality sign. So my left hand side would become y minus x. I remove my proportionality sign by bringing a constant into y minus x. Now, when I bring a constant and an equal to sign, I see that y minus x whole square can be done. So if I cross multiply, I get y minus x whole square is equal to kxy, where k is a constant. Now, since I have y minus x whole square, I can see x square plus y square coming up from here. So x square plus y square minus 2xy is equal to kxy. Or if I bring all the like terms together, I have x square plus y square is equal to xy common. That becomes k plus 2. Now remember, k is a constant and 2 is also a constant, right? That means this whole thing can be termed as a constant. Right. So in short, you have x square plus y square is equal to xy. Let's say I'm replacing this with a c, or we can directly write that x square plus y square varies directly with xy. So this is a very easy question, guys. Just that the examiner has removed the numbers and given you variables, but not a very difficult question at all. So therefore, you should not have missed this question, and the maximum time to attempt this question becomes 1.5 minutes. It's very important for you to select the questions in the first list. Let's go to the next question. Now, the next question, how would I select this question? Mr. Smith noted the average temperature. That means this question is coming up from averages chapter. I will do it. I will stop here. I will do it. And then I'll ensure that I'm giving max 2 minutes and getting out of it, right? For n days. Now, in averages, we know that sum total is average into number of terms. So average is P, and I am recording it for n days. Now, on further observation, he noted that one of the observations was incorrectly taken as R in place of S. After replacing the observation, the average of n observations turned out to be T. That means I'm removing R in place of S, and I'm calculating the new average of these terms, and this new average is equal to T. Now, if you observe, N is the subject in all the options. So therefore, let's make N as a subject first. So you have Pn minus R plus T is equal to Nt. So I can take N common, this becomes P minus T. I'm skipping a few steps, guys. This is what you're also expected to do in the exam. So Nt comes onto the left, okay? Which is equal to R comes on to my right, becomes a plus R and a minus S. Or we have the value of N is equal to R minus S by P minus T. Now, if you observe in the options, N is not in the numerator, N is in the denominator. Let's reciprocate it. If I reciprocate, I get 1 by N is equal to P minus T by R minus S. Right? And therefore, the options, again, if you see that you don't have 1 by N, in all the options you have 2 by N. So therefore, I have to multiply it by 2. So my final answer here would be 2 by N is equal to 2p minus 2t by r minus s. Now, if I look at my options, the first option is directly matching. So my, decision to enter this question was not wrong. You should not have given more than 2 minutes. So by the first 4 minutes of the paper, you should have got out with a smile saying that, okay, I've converted two good questions, right? Now let's look at the next question. Now, the next question should I attempt this? Or what goes in my mind when I read this question? Trust me, if you ask me, I will not attempt in the first list. I will attempt this question in the second list. Why? Let's see. The menu at a local cafe at Jumritalaya reads as under. So I'm given some prices here which are unknown to me. In the given price list, each of the entries in the right-hand column stands for a two-digit number. So my second important point is it is coming from a two-digit number. So I can write this as 10A plus C. I can write this as 10B plus C and so on, so on, so on. Let's not waste time. And each of the different letters stands for a different numeral. That means no two of them are same. What is the price of a sweet dish? Now, why will I not pick up in the first list? Because to me, this question will, point number one is sounding lengthy. Point number two, I'll have to do a lot of trial and error here to see that I am getting certain values. These are two reasons why this won't be in my first list. But yeah, what are the positives? These are the negatives, okay? What are the positives of this? This is coming from a two-digit number concept. So we know this concept. At the same time, none of them is equal to 0, which is again a positive. At the same time, no two of them are equal. And these three factors will tell me that I should be doing this in my second list and not in my first list. Clear? Because it will be calculation intensive for sure. Okay. So I am hoping that you did not attempt this question in the exam, right? This much of analysis might need around 30 seconds. You invest 30 seconds in this question and you should have just moved out, marking for review that in the second list, this question will be my first preference because I know this model. And the minute I'm going with trial and error method, which means I'll have to try this question. I'm not sure if I know this question. Okay. Having said that, how do we solve this? If you observe, you're given pakode and chai, that is AC. Parathe given to you is BC. And if you see, pakode, chai, and parathe is also given to you as AC. So I know that pakode and chai, that is AC, plus BC will actually give you CA. So let's simplify this, guys. So we get 10A plus C plus 10B plus C is equal to 10C plus A. So if A comes onto my left hand side, I get 9A plus 10B is equal to 8C. That's what I told you. You have to be very calculation intensive here. So you want to assume values of A, B, and C. I do not know the values of A, B, C, D. Okay, now let's play a slightly more smarter game. 9 into A is a number which is a multiple of 9. 10 into B will be a number ending with 0. Now, this is where you can play a smarter game. Any odd multiple of 9, if you observe, 9 into 1 ends with 9, 9 into 2, 9 into 3 ends with 7, 9 into 5 ends with 5, 9 into 7 ends with 3. Now, no multiple of 8 ends with these numbers. Because a number ending with 9 plus a number ending with 0 will be a number ending with 9. And my right hand side is a multiple of 8. So no odd value of A. So let's go with 9 twos. 9 twos is how much, guys? 18. Does a multiple of 8 end with 8? Yes. 8 6 is 48. Let me write 48 here. So 8 6 is 48. So 18 plus what is 48, guys? 18 plus 30 is 48. Okay. Next, I go with 9 fours are 36. So does a multiple of 8 end with 6? Yes, 8 sevens is 56. So 9 fours are 8 sevens are 36 plus 20 is equal to 56. So I will take the value of B is equal to 2. Similarly, 9 6 are 54. I already have a 54. Now, does a multiple of 8 end with a 4? Yes, 8 threes are ends with 4, but 8 threes is 24. I cannot have 24 because then B will become negative. So therefore, I go with 8 eights are is 64. So 9 6 are 8 eights are. So therefore, 54 plus 10 is equal to 64. Right? Now, if I go with 9 eights are is 72, in that case, you'll have to take the value of B as 0. Only then you get 8 nines are 72, which is not acceptable. So from this, we definitely got the values of A, B, and C. And this was the reason why I told you we should not be entering because I've already spent like 1.5, 2 minutes in this question. Okay. Now, if I look at, I need the relationship between A, B, C, and D somewhere. So if you observe, you have parathe, chai, and pakode here. Or let's do this. You have sweet dish, pakode and chai, and you have paranthe. So can I say BC plus BD actually gives you DB, right? So I write 10B plus C plus BD, that is 10B plus D, is equal to DB, that is 10D plus B. So if we simplify this now, what do we get here, guys? So B comes here, that becomes 9B. Sorry, 19B, 10B plus 10B is 20, 20 minus 1 is 19. And then you have what? Plus C, only one C is there, is equal to 9D. Now let's replace B and C from here. 19 into 3 is 57 plus 6 is 63, which will give you 9 into 7 is 63, acceptable. 19 into 2, okay, is 38 plus C is 7. 38 plus 7 is 45, that is 9 into 5. And finally, I have 19 into 1 is 19 plus 8 is 27, which is 9 into 3, that is 27. So we have finally 3 cases to satisfy our conditions. Okay. Now, whenever you're stuck and there's no cannot be determined, my advice is always go back to what is asked in the question. Now, the question says find the price of a sweet dish. Now, price of a sweet dish, can I say it can be pakode this BD minus AC? So I know that sweet dish. I repeat, guys, sweet dish is BD minus AC. It can be solved in multiple ways, depends on whatever you're choosing. So sweet dish is equal to BD minus AC. Now let's bring BD from here. That is 37, BD is 25, and BD is 8. BD is 13. What is AC? AC is 26. What is AC? AC is 47. What is AC? AC is 68. Now that simplifies our answer. This is negative. This is negative. So the only value that satisfies is 37 minus 26. And therefore, 11 is going to be my answer. Right? So that's the reason why I told you we should not have picked this question in the first lot. So we should have ensured that we should have taken some more time and we should have gone forward. We should not be taking more time in this question. Leave this question, come back to it later in case you have other questions which you do not know. But this is just the third question of the paper out of 26. So at this moment, guys, you should not have attempted this question. Now let's move to the next one. Now, the next one is a very simple question, which is talking about if you look at the question statement, what is the percentage profit made? I would definitely enter. I will enter, read the question, spend 30 seconds, and then decide whether I should be entering or solving or moving out. Okay. Now, Mr. Junjunwala spent 8,000 rupees worth 4% stock. Now, students might think they do not know what is 4% stock. Let's see. Quoting at 160 rupees. That means I know the price at which he is buying. When the stock price reaches 180 rupees, he sells them. That means he's getting how much per share, guys? 20 rupees per share. So let's see. So out of 8,000, if he's spending at 160, that means he bought how many shares? 50 shares. And the profit that is making per share is 20 in the beginning. That means he got a profit of how much, guys? 1,000 rupees. He invests this money in a 5% stock, which again I do not know, but forget it for the time being. Quoting at 45 rupees, that means he had 8,000. He made 1,000 rupees. That means how much does he have now? He has 9,000. And per share is 45. That means he has bought how many shares? 200 shares. But he sells it when the stock reaches 50. That means the earning per share is 5. That means he's making 1,000 here also. Right? So can I say that 4% stock, 5% stock was just to confuse us, just for us not to enter this question. But in those 30 seconds, you should have realized this is how it goes. Okay. That means how much profit is he making? He's making a profit of 2,000. Okay. And his investment was how much, guys? 8,000. So 2,000 by 8,000 into 100. And your answer becomes 1 by 4, which is equal to 25%. So you should be very clear when you read the question. Is 4% and 5% used somewhere? No, it is not used. So when I'm spending my first 30 seconds, excuse me, guys. So when I'm spending my first 30 seconds, it gives me a hint that, 4%, 5% does not matter. So let us not worry about it and let us ensure that we are continuing our game. Right? So again, an easy question. 3 out of 4 questions should have been solved in like 6 to 7 minutes of your time. And then you are with 9 marks in this paper. Let's move to the next question. Now, this question, when I read, Pyare Lal works 20% more efficiently than Tekchand. I always smile when I see the word called efficiently, which means this question is coming up from a chapter called Time and Work. I have done time and work. It's a must-do topic. So I will definitely do this question. Let's understand. Pyare Lal, P works 20% more efficiently than T, and T works 30% more efficiently than R. Right? So what I can do is I can take the efficiency. Let's say I can take this as 100. So this is 30% more, that is 130. And this guy is 20% more. 20% of 130 is 26. So this guy is at 156. NRN total work. Now what do I have, guys? Pyare Lal alone takes 5 hours less than Tekchand alone. So if this guy takes X, this guy takes X minus 5. Do I have a moving forward game? Yes, I have a moving forward game because I know that total work that both of them are doing is same. So I can equate my total work here. That is 130 into X should be equal to 156 into X minus 156 into 5. So if we simplify, we get 156 into 5 is equal to how much, guys? 26x. Clear? Now, let's try to cancel with 13. 13 into 12 and 13 into 2. And 2 ones are 2 6 are. So the value of x that we get is equal to 30. 6 into 5. So what was my total work? My total work was 130x. That is 130 into 30. Now, what am I looking at? Now, the question says Pyare Lal alone works on this for 9 hours. That means in 9 hours, Pyare Lal completed 9 into 156. So 9 6 are 54, 4 I carry 5, 45 plus 5 is 50, 9 ones are 9 plus 5 is 14. Tekchand alone works on it for 12 hours, 12 into 130. So what is 12 into 13, guys? 12 into 13 is 12 into 12 plus 12. That is 156. So this guy completed 1560. That means now how much work is done, guys? 4, 6, 2, 9, 6, 4 work is done. What is my total work? 3090. Clear? So 3090 minus 2964. That will give you how much, guys? 36 here. Sorry. Yeah, 3090, right? Yeah, so this is going to be 6. This is going to be 2. Okay. And this is how much, guys? Did we go the calculation correct here? So 130 into 30 is, sorry, 3900, right? Yeah, that's 3900. Yeah, 3900 will give you how much, guys? 3900 minus this will give you 36, and this will give you 936. Now 936, this job has to be done by Tekchand, Ramdas all alone, and efficiency of Ramdas is 100. So number of days taken by Ramdas would be 936 by 100, which is 9.36, and option B becomes your answer. Except for the fact that you might commit some calculation mistakes, I do not see a reason why should you be giving more than 2 to 2.5 or 3 minutes for this question, and you should have got out from this question successfully. Right? So one more way of looking at how do you attempt the question. Now, should I attempt this question? First thought process. Abdullah, a money lender, lends rupees 2000, hinting me towards SICI. To Fahim, a cherry farmer, both residents of village. The rate of interest for first year is R, blah, 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 blah. At the end of 5th year, if the total simple interest, I will definitely do this question. Clear? Principle is same. So first year it is R, second year it is R plus 2, third year it is R plus 4, fourth year it is R plus 6, and fifth year it is R plus 8. So when I add them, because simple interest is adding all of them, do not do it separately. So effective rate of interest is I just add all of them. So that becomes how much, guys? 5R plus 2 plus 8 is 10, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So 5R plus 20 percentage of 2000 is equal to the interest that he got is 1500. So 0000 gets cancelled. 5 into 300s and 5 into 4s. 4 ones are 475. So if you have 5R is equal to 55, so 20 goes on to my right, or the value of R is equal to 11, should not have taken more than 1.5 minutes to answer this question, or max again 2 minutes. But this would be a must do or must solve question in the paper, right? Let's look at the next question, guys. Yep, let's look at this question, guys. So again, let's look at whether we should be solving this question or not. But there's nothing much to scan. If speed, time, and distance is your area, okay, then I'm very clear that the distance between two cities is given to us. So it's a very easy question directly there. But yeah, let's read the question also. But on the face value, speed, time, and distance is a chapter that you are comfortable with. This is a question that you should be entering. Again, I repeat, your target should be to keep 30 to 45 seconds in mind. If the idea comes to your mind, then much better. If not, better quit. Okay. Now, an Air India plane flies partly at the rate of 180 kilometers an hour and partly at the rate of 190 kilometers an hour. Okay. And the time taken to reach B from A is 10 hours. Now, this is an area where you can save time. Okay. If you see this part of the question, this part of the question talks about average speed as well, right? So we know that if while going, I'm traveling at 180 kilometers an hour, while coming back or for the remaining part of the journey, I'm traveling at 190 kilometers an hour. The total distance that we are traveling is 1850 kilometers in a time span of 10 hours, which means the average speed for the entire journey is going to be how much? 185. So I'm going partly at 180, partly at 190, and the average speed is 185, which means once I allocate the speeds, I get the ratio of time taken, right? So ratio of time taken here is going to be 5:5, which is 1:1 by using the concept of allocations. I repeat, when you allocate speed, you get the ratio of time taken. Now this is 190 minus 185, and this is 185 minus 180. Clear? That means we have traveled for 5 hours. So at 180 kilometers an hour, we traveled for 5 hours, and at 190 kilometers an hour, also we traveled for 5 hours, because 1:1 is the ratio of time taken, and the total time taken is 10 hours. So therefore, 5 hours for this part and 5 hours for the remaining part. Clear? This should be understood while reading the question itself. Now, also it gives a better mileage of 3 kilometers per liter at 180 kilometers an hour than at 190 kilometers an hour. Mileage is nothing but mileage is number of kilometers in 1 liter. Okay. So if I'm traveling 1850, so it's very simple. So kilometers by number of liters is equal to mileage. Clear? Or I can say that the kilometers divided by mileage is equal to number of liters used. Right. Now, so we know that the mileage at 190, if it is X, the mileage at 180 is X plus 3. So I'm getting more mileage, right? What volume of the fuel does the plane consume when flying at a distance of 190 kilometers an hour if it consumes 48 liters while traveling at 180 kilometers an hour? So we know this relationship, okay? So I can say that 180 into 5 divided by the number of liters is equal to the mileage. This will give me the value of X plus 3 here, guys. Right? So what am I looking at here? So this is 630s and this will be 6/8s. I can go further. This is 2/4s and this is 2/15s. Clear? So we can say that 15 into 5, that is 75 by 4 is equal to X plus 3. Or what is the value of X from here? The value of X from here is 75 by 4 minus 3 minus 12 by 4. Clear? Which will give us how much, guys? 63 divided by 4. So this is the mileage. Right. And if I need to know what is the volume of what is the volume of fuel consumed? So we know from this relationship again that number of liters used is equal to total kilometers by mileage. So this becomes 190 into 5 divided by 63 into 4. So if we go ahead with this, I think our answer should be there. So that's going to be 190 into 5. Then I'm main multiplying by 4. You can use your calculator for this. That is 60.3174. 60.3174 becomes 60.32. So this question was a beautiful combination of mileage with speed, time, and distance. And mileage is something that we all know on a regular basis, guys. So I do not think so you should be leaving this question. But yeah, if you are leaving this question, you should have left it after 45 seconds, provided you do not know the meaning of the word mileage or how to calculate the mileage. Clear? So let's move to the next question, guys. Now, again, another question. F of x is equal to 13x, g of x is equal to mod x, and h of x is equal to x square. H of, what is hog of x? Now, this is a question from functions. Most of the students in the classroom program, functions has not been done. But for people who know functions, worth attempting a question. Hog becomes h of g of x. Clear? So g of x is mod x and h of mod x. Clear? Will be, so h of mod x is x square, right? So if h of mod x is x square, that means h of mod x will be a positive value, that will be x square, because square of any number is always greater than or equal to 0. Now f of g of x, clear? So f of g of x would give you what? So g of x is equal to mod x. Now f of mod x will give me 13 mod x. Clear? Now this is equal to 30. So this is indirectly a question of modulus. You have x square plus 13 mod x minus 30 is equal to 0. And we have seen modulus in the class. Pretty simple game. If x is greater than 0, then we just replace the modulus sign with a bracket here. No change in the mathematical operators. So this becomes 13x minus 30 is equal to 0, which will give us what, guys? So if the coefficient of x square is 1, we are assuming our two numbers as plus 15x and minus 2x. Minus 30 is equal to 0. If the coefficient of x square is 1, if we have assumed plus 15 as one of the numbers and minus 2 as the other numbers, this becomes x plus 15 into x minus 2 is equal to 0, or the value of x will be minus 15, or the value of x will be plus 2. Clear? Now, since we are in this condition where x is greater than or equal to 0, the value of x is equal to 2, which is accepted, plus. Now, if x is less than 0, to remove the modulus sign, we change the signs here. So this becomes x plus of 13, and this becomes minus x. Minus 30 is equal to 0, or we have x square minus 13x minus 30 is equal to 0. Right? So minus 13x will give you what? X minus 15 into x plus 2. Clear? So here the value of x will be either 15 or you have a minus 2. Now we are in the condition where x is less than 0. So x is equal to 15 is not acceptable. Therefore, x is equal to minus 2 will be acceptable. So sum of all the possible values of x will give you plus 2 plus of minus 2 will give you a 0, and that is going to be your answer. So people who know the meaning of HOG of X should be definitely attempting this question. And after that, it's a cakewalk because we have seen modulus in the class. So only thing that stops you is HOG of X. Now, please, if you do not know HOG of X or FOG of X, do not try this question, guys. You're wasting your time by trying the question. We still have a lot of questions in the examinations to convert. You feel you can still crack it by not knowing it, mark it for review, and then again come back, and then we'll look at it. How do we further solve it, right? So first on the prima facie, do you know HOG and FOG of X? If yes, then go for this. Right? Once you are saying a yes and then you have a modulus, then the second checklist is, do you know how to solve modulus? If yes, then attempt. If not, you can still leave here and then move out. So various checklists in the questions are there, which are very important for you to have a clear-cut demarcations, right? So first thing here, if yes, I proceed. If no, I leave. If yes, I proceed, then I see that it's a question of modulus. Again, if yes, you proceed. If no, you still leave it, because it's worth leaving even if you are not sure of how to handle modulus. Right? So let's look at the next question, guys. Now, which of the following is the possible value of m plus k if the following line is parallel to y-axis? Whenever the line is parallel to y-axis, what is the format of the line? Ax plus by is equal to c is the format of the line. And if a line is parallel to y-axis, that means the value of y is equal to 0 is what we need to convert. Do you know this formula? If yes, enter. If you do not know it, leave this question, right? If you know it, then your job is to convert this in the form of a into x plus b into y is equal to c, right? So what do you have here? You have 2x plus 3y plus 6 plus another kx minus 3ky plus 8y plus another mx minus 3my plus 8m is equal to 0. Now let's bring all the x's together. So if we bring all the x's together, you will have 2 here, plus you will have a k here, right? And then plus you will have an m here. I'm just writing it so that in some other question, if the question says parallel to x-axis, you might need this as well. Now plus, let's take a y common here. If I take a y common, this is 3 minus 3k, clear? Plus h, and then you have a minus 3m. And finally, the format of the equation will be plus 6, which is done here. This is gone again. Plus 6 plus 8m, which is equal to 0. Now, I want the coefficient of y is equal to 0. That means you have 3 plus 8 is going to be 11. Clear? 11 minus of 3 times of k plus m is equal to 0. Did we go wrong somewhere, guys? This is 2x plus 3y plus 6 plus kx minus 3ky plus, oh, I'm sorry here. This is plus 8k here. So this won't come. If this won't come, you have 3 minus of 3 times of k plus m is equal to 0, or you have 3 is equal to 3 times of k plus m, 3 and 3 gets cancelled, or eventually we know that the value of k plus m is equal to 1. Now, this is a mistake that you might also commit. Why did I cross check? Because I was getting 11 by 3 as the answer. There is no option called 11 by 3. Therefore, I cross checked. Is my method correct or wrong, right? So that is where you can cross check here. But yes, if you know value of y is equal to 0, attempt the question, take 2 minutes, convert and get out. Clear? If you do not know, then you better leave this question on the face value. Max, you will need 30 seconds to read the question and out of this question. Clear? So you need to be very clear whether you know coordinate geometry or not. And in coordinate geometry, do you know the equation of a line if it is parallel to y-axis? And if you have forgotten, it's time for you to go back, revise the concept of coordinate geometry, and then come back in the next mock and ensure that you're converting a question from this chapter. Now, again, a lovely question, geometry. Again, simple concept. First of all, a lot of you might definitely not attempt questions on geometry. First of all, do you attempt questions on geometry? If yes, enter. If no, out. I'm sure you would have done this already. Now, if I know it, in which kind of questions should I take it in the first list? In which kind of question should I take it in my second attempts always? So will I attempt it in the first go? Let us see. In the given figure, a circle is inscribed in an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle is given. So that's the first checkpoint. In triangles, if I'm given equilateral triangle, I will definitely attempt. Okay. And triangle ABC itself is also inscribed in a bigger circle. Clear? A circle is inscribed in an equal triangle, and this is also, so there's circumcircle, there's an in circle. Okay. What is the ratio of x, y, and z? It's pretty clear, guys. Okay. Now, if I want the value, the areas of y, what is y? So y is the area of the circle or area of the in circle inscribed in equilateral triangle. So let's first quickly calculate the value of y. So if the side of the equilateral triangle is A, okay, then the in circle or the in radius of equilateral triangle is 1 by 3 of root 3 by 2 into A. That is 1 by 3 of the height of the equilateral triangle is the in radius. And then I'm talking about this as a pi r square becomes the value of y from here. Okay, guys, so first one is pretty easy here. So what do we get from here? This is 3. So I get 1 or this is root 3 whole square is 3. A square by 3 square gives me 9 into 4 into pi. So 3 and 3 gets cancelled. Eventually we have a square pi by 12 is my value of y. Okay. Now let's calculate the value of x. If you observe in an equilateral triangle, okay, in an equilateral triangle, x is this shaded portion, okay? This is my shaded portion of x. So when I draw a circle inside an equilateral triangle, this area 1, x and 2, these three are of equal areas. Okay. So the value of x, what is going to be the value of x here? Value of x is going to be 1/3 of the area of the equilateral triangle. Okay. I repeat, x will be 1/3 of the area of equilateral triangle left over after the circle is taken out. Okay. So first of all, area of equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 into a square minus. I'm removing the area of the in circle. What is the area of the in circle? We have seen the area of in circle is going to be a square pi divided by 12. So I repeat, y is equal to 1/3 of the area of equilateral triangle minus this part. So what do we get from here? The LCM is 12 here. So a square is taken out first. A square by 3 is out. Here the LCM is 12. If the LCM is 12, this becomes 3 root 3. Clear? Minus pi. So 3 root 3 minus pi. If you observe by now, you should be clear that option A should be your answer. Clear? Because if you look at it, what is the value of x? Value of x is equal to a square into 3 root 3 minus pi divided by 36. And value of y is going to be a square pi divided by 12. If you see a combination of these two, only option A and option B should be in trouble. But again, you see a square gets cancelled. You have a pi in the first option, pi by 12 in the first option, 3 root 3 minus pi by 36 in the second option. A lot of things are matching. Clear? So that should be your answer. But let's also see how do we calculate z. We'll calculate z on the same lines. Clear? Now circumcircle. So first area of the circle. First of all, circumradius. Circumradius will be 2 by 3 of root 3 by 2 into a is the circumradius into pi is the area of larger circle. From there, I remove the area of equilateral triangle root 3 by 4 a square. The same way we calculated x. And 1/3 of this is going to be the value of z. Clear? So this is going to give us how much, guys? This is 4 into 3. Clear? Into a square divided by 9 into 4 into pi minus root 3 by 4 into a square. So let's say this 4 gets cancelled. This is 3 ones are, this is 3 threes are. Clear? And whole multiplied with 1 by 3. So what we can do, we can take an LCM of 12 within the brackets. 12 into 3 will give you 36 as your LCM. Clear? So this will be how much, guys? 4 pi. A square is taken common. 4 pi will, if you take a square common, you get 4 pi from here, and then you get a minus 3 root 3 from here. So again, the value of z is going to be a square into 4 pi minus 3 root 3 by 36. So a square gets cancelled, and therefore first option becomes your answer. This question should not take more than 3 minutes. Now, should I attempt, see, the points are very enticing. It's an equilateral triangle, it's a circle, it's an in circle. So yes, if you're confident about what is the value of x, how to calculate the value of z, only then you enter. You should know that value of x is equal to 1/3 of the area of the triangle minus area of the circle. If you know this, only then you enter, else please do not try. Else it's a waste of time, guys. But yeah, if you're attempting for 3 minutes and converting it, much better. Go step by step, you should be able to get your answer. Clear, guys? Now let's go to this question. Now, the volume of barrels in a brewery which are filled to the brim by Blondie and Liger, two kinds of beer with different alcoholic strengths, are 220 liters. Okay. So Blondie is of 220 liters. I do not know the alcohol strength. and lager is of 180 ml liters. Let's say the alcohol strength here is A percentage, the alcohol strength here is B percentage. An equal amount of beer is taken out from each of these two barrels, and the beer taken out from the first barrel is poured into the second, while the beer taken out from the second barrel is poured into the first to produce a beer of the same alcoholic strength. That means this question is coming up from the area of mixtures and allegations. This 25-30 seconds is what is required in any question. Clear? Now let's see what is happening here. So two containers. So in the first one, the alcohol strength is, or the amount of alcohol is a percentage of 220. Clear? From here, let's say X liters are taken out. And these X liters with A% alcohol, in the second beaker, you have B percentage of 180. To this, A percentage of X is added. This is the amount of alcohol here, and X liters is taken out. Similarly, here the amount of alcohol is how much, guys? And here also I am adding B percentage of X, which is coming up from B. This divided by total content is 220, because minus X plus X will be 220. In 200 is the alcohol strength of the first beaker. This divided by 180 in 200 is the alcohol strength of the second beaker. So 100 gets cancelled, 0 gets cancelled. Clear? Your minus x also gets cancelled. Okay, let's not cancel that. We cannot cancel it right away. This is 2 11s and this is 2 9s. Now our job is to calculate this, guys. Now if you take this 100 common here, let's see how do we solve this. So when we cross multiply here, what do we get? When we cross multiply, we get 11. So 9 into this part. I repeat, the x is alive here. So 9 into this part will give you what? 9 into 220a by 100 minus 9x plus 9bx divided by 100, which is equal to 11 into 180b by 100. Clear, guys? Plus 11ax by 100 minus 11x. So I hope this part is pretty clear. You need to understand that x liters is taken out and x liters is added. Now, if I simplify this calculation, I should be able to get the value of x, because the question is asking you what is the quantity which has been removed. Okay. So if we further go ahead, so this gives me how much, guys? So I can take 100 LCM here. So this will become 900x. This 100 will get cancelled with this 100, and this will become 1100x. Now let's see what is happening here. So 9, I can take common here. Clear? So let's calculate this. So you get 9 zeros are 0 and 9 twos are 18. 8 I carry 1. 9 twos are 18 plus 1, 19. Okay. This is the quantity of alcohol coming up from the first. Minus 900x plus 9bx is equal to 18 into 11 is 180, 1980b plus 11ax minus 1100x. Since we need to calculate the value of x and we see 1980a and 1980b together, let's bring that together. So this becomes 1980 times of a minus b. Clear, guys? This is what we get from here. And further, what do we have? Just 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. Yeah, guys, I think I messed up the whole equation here. Just 1 second. Let me explain you once again. So 220 liters are here and 180 liters are here. Let's say this has A% alcohol and this has B% alcohol. First of all, X liters is taken out, which means you have 220 minus X liters with A% alcohol. And from here also X liters is taken out. So this has 180 minus X liters of alcohol or solution with B% alcohol. Now this X taken out from here, which has B% alcohol, is added here. And this X liters, which has A% alcohol, is added here. And now they have equal alcoholic strengths. Okay. I guess I went wrong here. So alcoholic strength is the quantity of alcohol divided by the total quantity multiplied by 100. So first we have A percentage of 220 minus X. To that I am adding B percentage of X. Clear? Divided by 220 into 100. And here, what do we have? We have B percentage of 180 minus X plus I am adding A percentage of X. This multiplied by 100 divided by 180. So this 100 and 100 gets cancelled, 0, 0 gets cancelled, 2 11s are 2 9s are. Now let's simplify. This becomes 9A. Now we can take 100 common here. This 100 is taken common. This 100 is taken common, which can get cancelled. So we have 9A into 220 minus 9AX plus BX is equal to 11B into 180 minus 11BX plus AX. Clear? So if we simplify here, right? So 9 into 220 is as good as 11 into 180 because 2 can be brought it here. Okay. So if I can take this as 9 into 220 is 1980A minus B is equal to, clear? If we take all these AX to the right hand side, we see that 9 minus 9AX plus AX gives me 10AX. That is 10 times of. Clear? Or 10x of this is positive A minus B. Clear, guys? So your A plus B and A plus B gets cancelled. I'm sorry. A minus B and A minus B gets cancelled. So eventually what do we have? We have 10x. Clear? You have 10x is equal to 1980 or the value of x is equal to 198. Just 1 second, guys. Yeah. Sometimes this becomes a little troublesome, guys. So this is plus 9bx. I messed up here. Plus 9bx and this is plus 9ax. Okay. So if you now simplify, you will be getting it as 9bx and bx will give you 20 times of this. And therefore, your answer is not 198. Your answer is going to be x is equal to 20x is equal to 1980, or this is 1980 divided by 20. Clear? Which will give you how much, guys? 99. But yeah, if you draw it on a notes, because the minute I solve it in the notes, it becomes very easy. So do not get confused with the way I have solved it here. But yes, it's a direct question. I think a bit of calculation thing. So 3 minutes to be deserved. But if you feel that you're not getting an idea, you should ideally leave this question. Right? So let's move to the next question. Now, this is a very easy question here, guys. There are 5 consecutive numbers in the list and their average is 23. Now, this is a question on averages and consecutive numbers. If you are getting an idea called consecutive numbers, we have seen in the class that whenever we are talking about consecutive numbers and their average, we are talking about average of a series in arithmetic progression, right? So if there are 5 terms in arithmetic progression, we know that as arranged in ascending order, the third term is going to be my average. Clear? So out of the 5 numbers, third number is 23. That means this is 21, this is 22, this is 24, and this is 25. If the next 5 consecutive numbers are also included, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Now the question is asking you what is the average of the new list. So the first term plus last term divided by 2 becomes the average of the new list, and therefore your answer here becomes option C. That is 51 by 2, that is 25.5. So pretty easy question, and that's why I have been asking you to leave questions in the beginning, that we might get questions in the end to solve. And this was a pretty easy question. You should not have taken more than 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, and you should have got out of this question. Clear? But yes, when I see consecutive numbers and when I see average, okay, when I see both of these, then you need to keep in mind that we are more or less looking at average of a series in arithmetic progression. So if not, please go back and revise the formulas of averages. Clear? Now in this question, this is a very easy question, guys. A solid metallic cylinder of height 10 centimeters and radius 6 centimeters is melted to make two cones in the ratio of volumes, that is 1:2, and of the same height, that is 10. Okay. Now, what is the percentage increase in the flat surface area? Now, flat surface area of cylinder is nothing but the area of the top and area of the bottom, that is pi r square plus pi r square, which is going to be 2 pi r square. And the flat surface area of the cone, sorry, is going to be only the area of the base, that is pi. I have two radiuses here, pi r1 square plus pi r2 square. Clear? So I'm given the height and the radius of a cylinder. So the volume of a cylinder is going to be pi into r square into h, which is going to be how much, guys? 600 pi. Clear? Now, this is divided in the ratio of 1:2. 1:2 means 400 will be the second cone's volume and 200 pi will be the first cone's volume. Clear? So if I'm assuming R1 as the radius of the first cone, clear? R1 as the radius of the first cone, in that case, what is going to happen? So 1/3 into pi r square h, r1 square h is what we need to calculate, right? If I take this is equal to how much, guys? This is equal to 200 pi. So what do we get from here? We get pi into r1 square h is equal to 600 pi. And since the height is 10, so I talk about it as pi into r1 square, height is 10, which is equal to 60 pi. Clear? And in this case, it's going to be 2 into pi into 6 square. That is going to be 36, which will give you how much, guys? 72 here. 72 pi. Now, what is in the second case? I talk about this as 1/3 into pi r square h, which is equal to how much, guys? 400. Or we get pi r square h is equal to 1200. I guess we are going wrong somewhere. 1 second. Yes, I guess I'm struggling a bit while writing on the keyboard. I just committed a mistake here. So first things first, flat surface area. If you know flat surface area, enter the question. Flat surface area of a cylinder is equal to 2 pi r square, because that's the area of the top and the bottom. Okay. And it's of the cone is going to be only the area of the bottom, that is pi into r1 square plus pi into r2 square. I messed up in one area. So what is the volume of the cylinder? Volume of the cylinder is equal to pi into r square. R square is 6 square, that is 36 into h, which is equal to 360 pi. This is where I messed up. Okay. So this 360 is divided in the ratio of 1:2. That means this guy will get 120 and this guy will get 240. Rest all is the same, guys. So 1/3 into pi into r1 square into 10 is equal to 120. 0 gets cancelled, or pi r1 square will be how much, guys? 36. Similarly, 1/3 into pi into r2 square into 10 will be equal to 240. That means pi into r2 square, 0 gets cancelled. That is equal to 72. So for cone, we are looking at 72 plus 36 pi, which is equal to 108 pi. Clear? And for cylinder, it is 2 into pi into r square, that is 36, which will give you how much? 72 pi. So from 72 pi, it has increased to 108 pi. That will be 36 by 72 into 100. And therefore, there's an increase of 50%. Right, guys? So yes, if you do not know flat surface area, do not try, else you can move forward. Now, by looking at this question, what is the number of students receiving the scholarship? if the number of ways in which at least one scholarship is given. Now this question is moving more towards permutations and combinations. As of now, I would leave that for you, right? Once we are done permutations and combinations in the class, we'll come back to this. Do not worry about it. Okay. Now, this is a standard question which we have also seen in the class as well as in one of the mocks. A car driver drives from his home every day to pick up children at 4 p.m. from the school and drop them home. So it's starting somewhere, goes to school and comes back and drops them home. One day it happened that the school got over at 3 p.m. The children started walking. So 3 p.m. the school got over. Speed, time and distance based question. Children started walking. Let's say the auto guy picked up the children somewhere here. Now, the auto driver did not know that the school got over early. So he returned the home 20 minutes earlier. So the logic was quite simple, guys. Every day the auto driver used to reach here at 4 o'clock. Pick them up and come back. Now that day what happened? The auto driver picked them up only here and then turned back and dropped them home. That means the auto driver saved the journey to the school this much and back this much. And that is the reason he took less time. How much time did he take less? He took 20 minutes less, which means he took 10 minutes less to reach here and he saved 10 minutes of this part of the distance. Clear? So usually the auto driver reaches here at 4 p.m. Since he saved 10 minutes, that means he picked the students at what time, guys? He picked the students at 3:50. And the students or the children started from the school at 3 o'clock. So children started at 3 o'clock. The auto driver picked them at 3:50. That means the time for which the children have been walking is equal to 50 minutes. A standard question. You should learn this and you should ensure that you are solving this if you see this kind of question anytime in future. Clear? Now, a square minus 1 by a is equal to 5 is given to us. What is the value of a to the power 6 minus 1 by a cube? Lot of hints. A square has become a to the power 6. And a has become a cube. So let's cube this up, guys. So a minus b whole cube will give you a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b divided by a cube is equal to 125. Clear, guys? So if I simplify this, I want only this part of the question. So if I simplify this, a to the power 6 minus 1 by a cube minus, I'm looking at this as 3, okay, 3a square into a square minus 1 divided by a cube. So a square and a cube will get cancelled. So you have a square minus 1 by a into 3 here. So we have a to the power 6 minus 1 by a cube minus 3 into a square minus 1. We can pick up from the question, that is 5 is equal to 5 cube, that is 125. So a to the power 6 minus 1, a to the power 3 will be equal to 125 plus 15, which is equal to 120. Again, a very easy question. Only if you are able to pick up that a square has become a to the power 6 and the denominator a has become a cube, then I would advise you to pick up this question. Else you can leave this question and move forward. Clear, guys? Now, should I attempt this question? Of course, yes, because the question is talking about profit and loss, right? So let's enter the question. If you're finding it some trouble, then we will leave it. A man sold an article at 15% profit. So let's say it was 100x. He made a profit of 15x. He sold at 115x. Had he bought at 15% less, that means had he bought at 85x and sold it for 78 less, that means 115x minus 78. He would have gained 20%. Now, gaining of 20%, we can directly apply that multiplying factor that is equal to SP by CP. Directly, you can apply that. Need not get into too many calculations. 115x minus 78 by 85x. Now, multiplying factor with the profit of 20% is going to be 6 by 5. This is 5 ones are 5 17s are. So 115x minus 78 is equal to 6 sevens are 42, 2I carry 4, that is 102x. So eventually, what do we have, guys? We have 13x is equal to 78. 13 6 is 78. We get the value of x is equal to 6. Now, what is the question asking us? The question is asking us find the cost price of the article. We have assumed the cost price is 100x, and therefore our answer becomes 100 into 6. That is going to be 600 rupees should be my answer. Again, a very easy question. If you would have left initial questions, you have enough time to look at this question. You should not be taking more than 2 minutes in this question at all. Clear? One more very easy question, guys. The most easy question of the paper, according to me. N minus 3 plus n minus 6, so on, so on, so on, divided by n is equal to 7. So if you observe, so this number is 3 into 1, this number is 3 into 2, and this number is 3 into 10. That means I have 10 terms. 10 terms will give me 10n. Minus, I can take 3 common. I will get 1 plus 2 plus 3, so on till 10. Divided by n is equal to 7. Or in short, you have 10n minus 3 into sum of first 10 natural numbers. Sum of first n natural numbers is always n into n plus 1 by 2, which is going to be 10 into 11 by 2, which is 55, is equal to 7n. Or we have 3n is equal to 3 into 55. 3 gets cancelled, or the value of n is equal to 55. Nothing can be an easier question than this in the mock. Again, you should not have taken more than 1.5 2 minutes, and you should have converted this. So please learn the art of selecting questions, learn the art of leaving questions. If you have time, then you could have gone back to the geometry questions. Okay, guys, now let's look at this. This sounds to be a slightly weird diagram. Okay, let's see how do we solve this. Yeah. Now, a very interesting part, I would always draw this circle as something like this, okay? So I'm just trying to decode what is given to us, okay? This is given, this is there, and this is there. So can I say ABCE is a cyclic quadrilateral? Clear? So I repeat, ABCE is a cyclic quadrilateral. I should never be leaving a question with respect to angles in a circle if I'm sure of the properties of the angles. Okay. Now, what am I looking at? Cyclic quadrilateral has a property that opposite angles are supplementary. Fair enough. We'll come back to that later. Find the value of ABC if this is given to us as 25. Now, AB is equal to BC. So we know that equal angles subtend equal chords subtend equal angles at the circumference or at the center. Let me join these two. Or leave that. Let's look at okay. Let's look at, can I say AB is subtending E at the circumference? So look at the chord AB. AB is subtending angle angle AEB at the circumference, and BC is subtending 25 degrees at the circumference, that is angle F. So can I say angle ABE is equal to 25? And angle E is connected to this. So this is equal to 25. Now look at the chord BC, guys. BC, okay, BC subtends angle F is equal to 25. The chord BC, okay, and the same chord BC also subtends angle CEB at the circumference. You can look at this angle is also equal to this angle, which is also equal to 25. So 25 plus 25, this is how much, guys? This is 50. I know I want the value of angle ABC. In a cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles are supplementary, and therefore this angle becomes 130 because 180 minus 50 will be equal to 130. So if you are sure of the properties of circle, enter this question, else you can always leave this question. Okay, guys? Now, two stations A and B. A train from station A with a speed of 60 kilometers an hour moves towards station. A very lovely question, guys. So if it's a speed, time, and distance question, do not leave if you feel that it's a lengthy question. You should rather leave after reading the question. Okay. So simultaneously, a train from B starts moving towards A with a speed of 40 kilometers an hour. Okay. So a train starts at 60, the other train is running at 40 simultaneously. From B, trains are leaving at an interval of n minutes each. Okay. Fair enough. The train from A and the train from B first meet at half an hour. Half an hour means, let's say, 30 kilometers point. So this train has covered 30, this train has covered 20. Now, the train from A meets a total of 6 trains from B till when it reaches station B. This is the first train meeting point. Clear? And every train is starting at n in interval of n minutes. Let's take an example, guys. Suppose this train started at 8 o'clock. The other train started at 9 o'clock. Okay. And I'm referring, and the speeds are 40. I am referring, let's say 2 hours later. 2 hours later, the first train, okay, train number 1. Train number 1, let's say, is here at 10 o'clock, which is how far away? 80 kilometers away. Now, train 2 at 10 o'clock will be somewhere here. That is how far away? That is only 40 kilometers away. So what is the gap between these two? The gap between these two is, since they started at 1 hour intervals, the time gap into the speed will be the gap between two trains. Is this point clear with all of us? Because they're running at same speed, but they're starting at some intervals of difference. Okay. So now if there's an 20-kilometer gap and the train 1 has already met from B, that means there are 5 other trains between this point and station B. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's say the 5th one is meeting at station B. Okay. That means 5 trains, I have to space them because the gap will always be equal between all the trains. If there's a third train, let's say starting at 9, another at an interval of 1 hour. So accordingly, you will see that the gap is always going to be equi-spaced. So 5 trains are equi-spacing at a gap of 20. That means the gap of each part is going to be 4 kilometers. Now, what is that gap? That gap is nothing but 4 kilometers is nothing but the time gap, that is n minutes, into the speed, that is 40 kilometers an hour. So my job is to divide this by 60 because I have to convert n minutes in the form of hours. Right? So this becomes 4 ones and this becomes 4 tenths. And 10 ones are 10 sixes. Therefore, there is a gap of 6 minutes between each and every train. And that is what we are looking at. Clear, guys? In case you have doubts, you can let me know. I can also explain you with a slightly longer example, or you can yourself take a longer example. Let's say you're taking a guy, you're making them meet at 12 o'clock. Let's talk about this way. If you want to know how did that 4 come into picture, let's say that the train started from here at 6 o'clock here. 6 o'clock at an hour, at a gap of every 1 hour. So first train started at 6 o'clock, second train started at 7 o'clock, and third train started at 8 o'clock, and fourth train started at 9 o'clock. Let's say I'm looking at a gap of 5 hours, 11 o'clock. Okay. So at 11 o'clock, let's say first train, 5 hours. So 5 into 40. 5 into 40 will be 200. The second train. So first train will be here. Okay. The second train will have covered. So first train will be for 5 hours. So total distance covered is how much, guys? 5 into 40. That is 200. The second train has covered only 4 hours. That means it will be 4 into 40, which is equal to how much, guys? 160. So you see the gap between these two is how much? The gap between these two is 40 kilometers. Why? 40 speed at 1 hour gap. Now train 3 would have covered for 3 hours. That is 3 into 40. Now this will be 120. Again, the gap is going to be 40 kilometers. And this is traveled for 2 hours. That is 2 into 40. And the total distance point will be 80. Again, the gap is 40. So if they're starting at equal intervals, the distance gap between them will be the interval at which they have started at a specific time. Okay. The interval at which they have started into the speed. And you have to ensure that the units are maintained same. But I think if you're leaving this question also, no problem. But yeah, learn this model. It's a very interesting model because I've seen this kind of question appearing in XAT and some of the other examinations. Clear now. since in case you have done maximum minima in the class, right? This is a very easy question. ABC is equal to 1, right? So what we can do is 1 plus AB. Let's replace A as 1 by BC. This becomes 1 plus 1 by, or let's replace AB here. Let's not replace BC. Let's replace AB is equal to 1 by C. So from ABC, what can I say? AB is equal to 1 by C. I can say BC is equal to 1 by A, and I can say AC is equal to 1 by B. So I can write this as 1 plus 1 by C divided by 1 plus A, which is nothing but C plus 1 divided by C into 1 plus A. Clear? Plus. This can be written as 1 plus 1 by A divided by 1 plus B, which will be equal to, clear? A plus 1 divided by A into 1 plus B, plus, clear? This becomes 1 plus 1 by B divided by 1, sorry, this is 1 plus 1 by B divided by 1 plus C. So in short, this is going to be how much, guys? 1 plus B in divided by B into 1 plus C. Now, if I take the arithmetic mean of these three terms is greater than or equal to the geometric mean of these three terms, that will be cube root of the product of these terms. If you see, C plus 1 by C into 1 plus A into A plus 1 or 1 plus A is same divided by A into 1 plus B. So you can see these two will get cancelled into 1 plus B divided by B into 1 plus C. So if you see this 1 plus B gets cancelled, this 1 plus C also gets cancelled. So you get greater than or equal to cube root of 1 by ABC. Now 1 by ABC is equal to 1. Right? So eventually whatever is asked in the question, let's say that is X. X by 3 is greater than or equal to 1, or we get the value of X is greater than or equal to 1. So therefore the minimum possible value of whatever is asked in the, sorry, X is greater than or equal to 3, and therefore the minimum possible value of whatever is asked in the question is equal to 3. So students who have attended the maximum minima class, we had seen a similar question in the class. So please ensure that you are remembering it and you are also solving it in the exam. Let's look at the next question, guys. Now, air conditioner, to be honest, this question, when I read this question is a lovely question. Surveyed among 1,200 customers to check the service given of air conditioners. The survey was asked about three characteristics, whether the service was fast, cheap, or stable, which means it's moving towards Venn diagrams. 48% said it was fast, cheap, and stable. That means intersection of 3 is 48. 56% said it was cheap. Let's say this is cheap. 48% said it was fast. Okay. Now, if this is 48, this is 48, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, and this becomes 0. 30% said it is both fast and cheap. Now, this was a point where there's a contention in the question, because if these three are zeros, this cannot be 30. That means there's a problem in the question. So you should have left this question. There is a mistake in the question. So this question is wrong. Clear, guys? Let's move to the next one. Now, this is again a very lovely question, which is more or less in the sign, on the lines of time and work, Mandays model. Large, medium, and small ships are used to bring water. 4 large ships carry as much water as 7 small ships do. So 4 large is equal to 7 small, or large by small is equal to 7 by. So let's say a large ship carries 7x liters, a small ship carries 4x liters, right? Now, 3 medium ships carry as much water as 2 large ship and 1 small ship. So 2 large ship will give you how much, guys? So 3 medium, 2 large ship will be 2 into 7x plus 4x. So 3m is equal to 18x, or the medium ship carries 6x liters of water. Clear? If 15 large ships, that is 15 into 7x, 7 medium ships, that is 7 into 6x, and 14 small ships, that is 14 into 4x, each made 36 journeys. This is the total water carried in one journey. So in 36 journeys, this much of water will be carried, which is a certain quantity of water. Then how many journeys, let's say n journeys are required for 12 large ship, 12 into 7x, 14 medium ship, 14 into 6x, and 21 small ships, that is 21 into 4x to carry. 15 sevens I will give you 105, 6 sevens I will give you 42, and 14 fours I will give you 56 into 36, which is equal to n into 12 sevens I will give you 84, 14 6 I will also give you 84, and 21 into 4 will also give you 84. So 105 plus 42 is 147, that is 197, and 203. So this is 36 into 203 divided by 84 plus 84 plus 84, which is equal to the value of n. Clear, guys? So what are we looking at here? Can you just calculate and get the answer from here, guys? So it should not be a problem from you. So I think we have done the same calculation. 12 large ship, 12 sevens are 14 6 are 6 fours are 24. Yeah, that's 84. And 21 fours, that is also 84. Clear? So if I do my calculation here perfectly, this is 36 into 203 divided by 84 divided by 84. Sorry, 84 plus 84 plus 84. That's going to be how much, guys? 84 into 3, that's 252. 36 into 203 divided by 252. That's 29, and therefore your answer becomes option C. Clear, guys? So very easy question. You should not have left it, but the most important question is, are you reaching here? Right? That's very important here. Now, this is again very easy question by the end of the paper. JMC Bearing Company is famous for manufacturing bronze bearings. The bronze used in manufacturing consists of 20% tin. So tin is 20%, remaining is copper. Copper is remaining 80%. If the bearing is made of pure tin, okay, then the cost of the bearing will increase by 10%. Let's say the cost of 1 gram of tin is A and 1 gram of copper is B. Clear? So for 20 grams of tin, the cost will be 20A, and 80 grams of copper, the cost will be 80B. Whereas if it is pure 100 grams of tin, that is 100A. Now this cost is 10% more than the previous cost, that is 1.1. So we get 22A plus 88B is equal to 100A. Or you have 88B is equal to 78A. Or we have A by B is equal to 88 by 78. Clear? Right? So by what percentage is tin more expensive than copper? Copper is B and tin is A. So that's 10 more expensive than copper, that is 78 multiplied by 100. So 10 by 78, I think, is close to 10 by 80, right? 10 by 80 is 1 by 8, and 1 by 8 is going to be 12.5%, and that should be your answer approximately. So 12.5 should be your answer. That's why the question has used the word approximately. You need not use your calculator to get your answer. 10 by 78 is very close to 10 by 80, and 10 by 80 as a percentage is 12.5%. So you don't need calculator to get your answer because options are also very far away. Right? So we're coming almost to the end of the paper, guys. Just 2 more questions to the end of the paper. Now, Sunaina on her birthday, her brother's birthday, ordered 4 Parker pens, some link pens from an online site. The price of a Parker pen was twice that of the link pen. So it's a simple equations question, guys. Parker pen and link pen. The price of Parker was twice that of link. She ordered 4 Parker pens and some link pens. Let's say n link pens. She decided to go on cash on delivery. So total cost becomes 8x plus nx. Clear? Now, but when she received, she found that the number of items was changed. So this becomes n and this becomes 4. So she actually had to pay 2nx plus 4x. Clear? The result increased in a bill amount which was 40% more than the previous bill amount. So this bill amount is 1.4 of the previous bill amount. So what happens? I can take x common from here, and I can take x common from there, which will get cancelled. So 8 fours are 32. That will give you 11.2 plus 1.4n is equal to 2n plus 4. So this gives us 7.2 is equal to 0.6n, or the value of n is equal to 12. Clear? Now the question is asking you find the ratio of Parker pens to link pens initially ordered. So 4 Parker pens and 12 link pens, and therefore your answer becomes 1:3. Again, very easy question at the fag end of the paper. You should have reached here, right? Let's put the last question, guys. Now, this question we have seen in the class. We have seen how to handle modulus inequality in the class. If modulus inequality is striking, you should answer this question. And we know that if mod x is less than a, then we write minus a less than x less than a. So what do we write in the first case? We write x plus 2 is greater than minus 5 and less than 5. So if I want the range of x, I subtract 2 from all the sides. Minus 7 less than x less than 3. This is the range of x. Now let's answer the range of y. The range of y will be minus 7 greater than 2 minus 3y less than 7. Let's subtract 2 everywhere. Minus 9 less than of minus 3y less than 5. Since the coefficient of y is negative, let's subtract with the minus sign. The signs change, inequality also changes. So what will happen here? This will become 3y. Minus 9 will become plus line, therefore it will come here. And plus 5 will become minus 5, therefore it will go here. Or the value of y will range from minus 5 by 3 to 9 by 3. Now let's understand this, guys. Minus 7 less than x less than 3 and minus 5 by 3 less than y less than 3. What is the maximum possible value of x and y if x and y attain only integral values? One thought process sometimes says we can go with 2 into 2, that is 4. Thank God it's not a fill in the blank question, right? And thank God that 4 is not in the option, therefore 4 is not the correct answer. You need to understand that minus into minus will also give you plus. Minus 7, which means x will take minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Y will take minus 1.666, right? So therefore, y will take minus 1, 0, 1, and 2. So if you see, minus 6 into minus 1 also gives you a value. Since it is integers, the best way to follow what we learned in the class is x is greater than or equal to minus 6, less than or equal to 2, and y is greater than or equal to minus 1 and less than or equal to 2. Now we have seen in the class, with minus 6, we take minus 1 and 2. This will give you 6 and this will give you minus 12. And with the 2, you will take again minus 1 and 2. This will give you minus 2 and this will give you 4. So we pick up both the extreme ends, 6 and minus 12. So always remember, in this question, xy is greater than or equal to minus 12 and less than or equal to 6. So what is the maximum possible value of x into y? The maximum possible value of x into y is equal to 6. So one more mock where we saw that nothing new was asked as compared to what we had seen in the class, right? Only thing is maybe you might have forgotten certain chapters, but nothing to be worried about it, guys. You need to understand that uh, the whole idea is question selection. No matter I solve the complete paper for you, but it's practically not possible for even me to crack the whole paper within the time limits. The max to max that a person can reach is around 17 to 18 questions in 40 minutes, provided he or she is very good at all the concepts and picking up questions very quickly. But apart from that, it's very difficult for a student to look at, huge number of attempts. So please ensure that you are working on the skills that I told you, how to select the question. That's very important. And keeping that in mind, ensure that you're taking up the next mock and do the mock analysis properly. Thank you, guys. All the best and happy learning.